History has seen great minds achieving incredible things. Nikola Tesla, Sir Isaac Newton, Pascal, Nietzsche, Arthur Schopenhauer, and many others. But there was one thing they all had in common: the way they socialized, or rather, how little they did. Many of you can relate to this. Sitting in a room full of people, at a party, or even in a bar, some of us don't feel energized by socializing. We feel drained. All we want is to escape, to retreat into our quiet space, where we can read, think, watch, or just be alone. This is exactly why Arthur Schopenhauer wrote about why intellectuals often struggle to engage in social life. In this video, I will explore the reasons behind this, why intellectuals seek solitude over social gatherings, why society often rejects them, and whether isolation is the key to mental freedom or something that slowly destroys us from within. The common man cannot bear solitude because he only feels good in the company of others. The elevated man seeks solitude because in it he finds himself. Society, according to Arthur Schopenhauer, is an illusion, a grand fabrication that deceives the masses into believing in its stability and meaning. Arthur Schopenhauer spent a part of his life trapped in this illusion, only to realize its hollowness. He was never loved by his mother, and he understood that human existence is dominated by suffering, and society merely offers distractions to keep individuals from confronting this harsh reality. To him, the world was a stage where people played out roles dictated by societal expectations, hiding their true nature behind masks of conformity. Friedrich Nietzsche, expanding on this idea, condemned herd morality as one of the greatest threats to intellectual freedom. He argued that instead of fostering independent thought, society pressures individuals into obeying moral constructs that serve to maintain complacency. True intellectuals, however, recognize this deception and refuse to submit to its shallow values. Like Nietzsche, who would leave rooms where conversations lacked depth, not out of arrogance, but from a distaste for superficiality. Intelligent individuals find themselves trapped in a world that prioritizes conformity over originality. They struggle to navigate shallow social discussions that lack intellectual stimulation. They do not reject socialization itself, but rather the absence of deep, thought-provoking dialogue. Arthur Schopenhauer emphasized the necessity of intellectual friction in discussions and debates, suggesting that intelligent people should limit excessive social interactions, as mundane conversations drain their mental energy and stifle creativity. Modern research supports this, showing that intelligent individuals experience heightened stress levels when forced into small talk, exhibiting symptoms similar to anxiety. Their minds crave complexity, depth, and stimulation, qualities rarely found in casual social exchanges. Fyodor Dostoevsky's Notes from Underground portrays this struggle through the character of the underground man, who considers himself highly intelligent yet despises society for its superficiality. Though his case is an extreme depiction of intellectual isolation, it still serves as an example of an intellect who found peace in solitude. Aldous Huxley said something very similar to this. The more powerful and original a mind, the more it will incline towards the religion of solitude. This struggle is echoed in modern society, where intellectuals, despite their insights, are often sidelined in favor of mediocrity and mass appeal. That is one reason related to cognitive dissonance and the ability to cope with nonsense. There is another reason why they cannot just socialize even though they want to. Take Chris Langan, for example, a man with an IQ of 195. Despite his extraordinary intelligence, he was just so awkward in dealing with people. That is simply because of their upbringing and how their minds work, nothing more. Some just lack social skills, and some just hate society, like Diogenes the Cynic, or to some extent, Nietzsche, Schopenhauer, or Charles Bukowski. Diogenes used to hate rich people, Alexander, Plato, and others. Dostoevsky has presented characters in his novels who considered themselves intellectuals and tried to follow their own path. But ultimately, everyone fell into nihilism and depression. Anyway, These are some categories that repel society based on their interests, but there is another reason that leaves no choice for intellectuals but to seek solitude away from society. Society preaches that intelligence is a gift, yet history and experience show that it often leads to rejection and resentment. Intelligent individuals frequently find themselves isolated, envied, and misjudged, not because of arrogance, but because their presence exposes others' limitations. Rather than fostering intellectual growth, society tends to alienate those who think deeply, question authority, and challenge established norms. People instinctively compare themselves to those who are smarter, leading to discomfort and insecurity. Instead of striving for self-improvement, many react by rejecting or sidelining the intelligent, whether in workplaces, schools, or social settings. Ironically, intelligence is often mistaken for arrogance. Even when they do not seek superiority, intelligent individuals are perceived as condescending, their confidence interpreted as an affront to the insecurities of others. To avoid hostility, many learn to downplay their intellect, making themselves more palatable to the majority. Strangely, overtly arrogant individuals sometimes face less backlash than those who are simply intelligent, but unapologetically so. Mediocrity is comfortable. The world favors those who make others feel good, not those who remind them of their inadequacies. This is why intelligence often becomes a burden rather than an advantage. History has shown this pattern repeatedly, where brilliant minds were not celebrated in their time, but ridiculed and ostracized. Socrates was sentenced to death for corrupting the youth of Athens simply because he encouraged critical thinking. Nikola Tesla died in obscurity despite his contributions to modern electrical engineering. Even Albert Einstein faced criticism for his radical theories before they were accepted. This isolation can be further understood through the hedgehog's dilemma. Just as hedgehogs struggle to find warmth without pricking one another, intellectuals find it difficult to engage with society without feeling alienated. Some of them crave connection but are repelled by the ignorance and superficiality that dominate social interactions. Their awareness becomes both a gift and a burden, making them outsiders in a world that resists enlightenment. Thus, society perpetuates its grand deception, sustaining a facade of meaning while discouraging those who seek truth. For the highly intelligent, awareness is a double-edged sword, offering unparalleled depth of understanding, yet severing their connection to a world that refuses to see beyond its illusions. This solitude becomes their only option, and in repetitions of these ignorances, they make friendship with solitude. As Henry David Thoreau said in Walden, "I never found a companion that was so companionable as solitude." Now, in all this chaos, we should never forget how human nature works. We are social beings. It is in our genes to feel comfortable around people and make companions. Otherwise, there will be severe side effects. As I have discussed, highly intelligent individuals often struggle with socialization due to resentment, envy, and their inner conflict. However, complete isolation is not the answer. Even Arthur Schopenhauer, who strongly advocated for solitude, recognized that humans are social beings and require interaction to maintain psychological well-being. The key is balance, knowing when to embrace solitude and when to engage with society in a way that is both fulfilling and sustainable. Total withdrawal from society can lead to loneliness, which is distinct from solitude. Solitude is chosen and enriching, while loneliness is a state of suffering caused by a lack of meaningful connections. Prolonged loneliness can result in depression, existential dread, and even self-destruction. No matter how intelligent or self-sufficient one may be, the human mind is not designed to exist in complete isolation. There are historical examples of brilliant minds who maintained strong social lives while also valuing solitude. Leonardo da Vinci, one of history's greatest polymaths, was known to be highly sociable, engaging with patrons, artists, and thinkers, while also retreating into deep solitude to work on his masterpieces. Henry David Thoreau, a philosopher known for his love of isolation, frequently interacted with society, exchanging ideas with other transcendentalists like Ralph Waldo Emerson. These individuals mastered the art of balancing solitude with socialization, ensuring they remained intellectually stimulated while avoiding the pitfalls of complete detachment. It's like when Philip Gilbert Hamerton said, "We need society, and we need solitude also, as we need summer and winter, day and night, exercise and rest." Furthermore, knowing what to say and when to say it is crucial. There is no need to constantly prove one's intelligence or engage in discussions where it is neither appreciated nor productive. Instead, seek out people who challenge and inspire intellectual growth while maintaining casual interactions with those who may not share the same depth but contribute to social well-being in different ways. Not every moment in life needs to be spent in profound reflection. Sometimes, lighthearted conversations serve as a necessary counterbalance to intellectual depth. Lastly, acknowledging the existential burden that comes with isolation is important. Walking the intellectual path alone can be mentally exhausting, leading to overthinking and existential despair. This is why socialization should not be viewed as a burden, but as a strategic choice to maintain mental equilibrium. The goal is not to fit in mindlessly, but to integrate into society in a way that preserves intellectual integrity while avoiding unnecessary alienation. In the end, the most intelligent approach to socialization is understanding the necessity of both solitude and human connection. By choosing interactions wisely, adapting when necessary, and embracing both the intellectual and social aspects of life, one can navigate society effectively without compromising intelligence or mental well-being.